Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Please also head on over to our Instagram page and give us a follow there as well. The link will be in the description. Alright, so trackies, we reported earlier about the controversial split of the Titans Track Club. Yes, I'm talking about Coach Michael Frater taking his leave from the Gregory Little led Titans Track Club to form his own club. However, at the time it was unofficial, but now it seems as though his club is now official trackies, and it is called the Dynamic Track Club. So congratulations to Michael Frater on this new venture. I believe it is a joint venture with Johan Blake as well. I do believe that they are partners in this venture of this new club. So yay, congratulations are in order for both Michael Frater, and of course, Johan Blake. Now, the controversy stemmed from alleged, financial issues, trackies, but it seems as though Michael Frater did not want to get into the details, and as such, trackies, we will definitely respect his opinion and not try to, dig up too much dirt on the situation or try to spread any dirt on the situation and just let it, lay, right? Let sleeping dogs lie. All right, so trackies, a perfect segue into the next topic that I want to talk about is, in light of this new drama or the past drama that happened, over about a week ago with concerning Elaine Thompson Hera and her split from Shaniki Osborne and joining the Elite Track Club. A lot of people have been in my comment section popping off saying, "Hey, Brianna Williams should join Elite Track Club." So I was like, I thought I already covered Brianna Williams this season, trackies, and I said, you know what, despite everything that, happened with her, her well-documented injury concerns, she still did pretty well this season, right? She managed to run 11 seconds and she managed, to make the national team to the World Championships yet again, trackies, and she won for herself another medal. No, she's been stacking up medals from, I don't know, from she's so young. Her first team that she made was, I believe, in 2019. She didn't get to go to that World Championships, unfortunately. However, she's made the Olympic team, won gold there in the relays, made the World Championships in 2022, and she came again in 2023 and made the World Championship team again and won another silver medal. So yeah, trackies, she's definitely been racking up the medals. And as I said, earlier on in one of my videos covering her season, that look here, with all said and done, this was a pretty good season for Brianna because going into the trials, I was very nervous. Y'all know that Brianna is one of my personal faves. So I was very nervous for her going into the trials because again, her injury issues were, well documented in the media, and I was like, oh my God, is everything going to be okay with her? But you know what? She made it. She made it, and she definitely made the team, and she did well for herself. But again, as I said, in light of this whole Elaine Thompson Hero controversy, and her now retaining the coach or the head coach from the elite track club to be her personal coach that will be training her separate from the elite track club that is Ronaldo Walcott trackies. I'm hearing, a lot of people in the comment section under those alien videos saying, hey, Brianna needs to be next. Brianna needs to be the one that is joining Elite Track Club. So I was like, well, considering I already covered this story and said everything looked fine and dandy to me, I suppose I need to put things into more perspective for y'all to, understand that, as it stands right now, Brianna is actually faring much better than some of the other athletes, of her caliber, for the women's 100 meters. So let's go back then to 2022, since y'all, want me to give you some more perspective. So let's go back to 2022 and look at the women's 100 meters. We had Shelly, Sharika, Elaine, clearly, our big three. That has been our big three for a few years now. Then, of course, we had Kemba Nelson, we had Brianna Williams, and of course, we had Kevona Davis. Now, at the national championships, Kemba Nelson placed ahead of Elaine Thompson Hero. So it was Sharika first, Kemba second, and Elaine third, and Brianna fourth. So the times were I believe 88, 10.88 from Kemba Nelson and 10.94 from Brianna Williams, right? So that was what happened at the national championships. And this, I believe, 10.94 is currently Brianna Williams' personal best, plus the 10.88 is also Kemba Nelson's personal best. Now, of course, we're not going to be talking about Elaine Thompson here, but I'm going to be comparing the what happened post 2022 in comparison to Kemba Nelson, since again she placed higher than Brianna Williams at the trials in 2022, plus ran much faster as well. And I'm also going to highlight Natasha Morrison, that in 2022 her best was 11.06, and Shashali Forbes in 2022 her best was 11.11. All right, so those are the athletes that I want to point out. Oh, sorry about that. I also wanted to point out Tina Clayton, right? So Tina Clayton, her best time in 2022 was 10.95. So those are the athletes. Yeah, all right. And to some extent, I want to touch on Kevona Davis too. So Kevona Davis, those are the athletes. 10.95 as well for Kevona Davis. So those are the athletes that you could say you were looking at, that we're looking like they're ready to do something special heading into 2023, you would say. But one thing of note for these particular athletes that I'm making mention of is just the Kemba Nelsons, the Brianna Williams, the Tina Claytons. They made very big moves in 2022 post the calendar season for athletics. They made switches. Kemba Nelson left Oregon, graduated from Oregon and came back to Jamaica to coach, to be trained, at the elite track club under Ronaldo Walcott. Brianna Williams herself moved her entire life from the United States to Jamaica to train for the first time ever trackies, and ended up at the then Michael Frater Gregory Little led Titans Track Club. Now she's over there with Michael Frater at the Dynamic Track Club trackies. So that's what happened with Brianna Williams. And of course, Tina Clayton, went pro straight out of high school and joined the MVP track club. Then we have Kevona, and we have Natasha, and we have Shashali. So those athletes pretty much stayed, in their, setup that they've had for a few years going now, or, for majority of their life. Kevona Davis, still a collegiate. And of course, Natasha, still at MVP, and we have Sasha Lee still at, why can I never remember that club's name? Club out there at GC Foster. I swear to you, I don't know why I can never remember that club's name, but yes, that's where she is. So going into 2023, as I said, this is so these athletes racked up, but again, they made major moves. Most of them made major moves going into 2023. So in 2023, with these major moves, trackies, clearly there's a lot of readjusting. As far as I'm concerned, Brianna Williams, in my opinion, would have to make the most adjusting, because she has never trained in a Jamaican setup. And in my opinion, trackies, when I saw her training for the first time, I was like, child, this looks like Brianna has never done these type of things in her life. You know what I mean? So with that said, track is Brianna Williams, as I said, I believe she was the one that would have to adjust the most, track is, in my opinion. But with that said, with all of this adjusting, track is, the body also has to adjust to this new training. And what we found in 2023 is that Brianna Williams, Kemba Nelson, and also Tina Clayton, athletes that we were looking out to possibly go faster than they did in 2023, unfortunately ended up with a series of injuries. So Tina Clayton, 10.95, injured, right? We have Kemba Nelson, 10.88, injured. And of course, Brenna Williams, 10.94, injured as well. And it was impressive, in my opinion, trackies, because again, as I said, I do believe that she would have the most adjusting to make out of every other Jamaican here, because you know what, these Jamaicans are still used to the Jamaican structure. You know what I mean? Kemba was training at MVP before she went overseas and came back. So she was, pretty much used to, not necessarily the professional life, but still used to somewhat a Jamaican training, situation. Same thing with Tina Clayton. She was training at Edwin Allen, not a professional, clearly, still a high schooler, but, understands how, these Jamaican structures, I suppose, work to some extent, right? But for Brianna Williams, in my opinion, she had no idea of what she was walking into. So, with all of those injuries, trackies, and leading into the trials, as I said, I didn't believe that, she would make it. And as I said, I was very nervous. And she actually still made the team trackies and fared better than every other athlete, again, that looked promising in 2022. Granted, she didn't run much faster, right? So her fastest time was 11.01. I think I said 11 seconds said, but it was 11.01. Her fastest time was 11 seconds, 11.01 seconds for the season. However, she fared much better than Akimba Nelson that was at 11.10 seconds, that I believe even ended her season, much early as well, and fared much better again than also Tina Clayton, who is there at 11.19 seconds. And these athletes, in my opinion, again, had to make huge adjustments to their lifestyle because they all went pro or switched camps. Brianna Williams switching from Otto Bolden to, Jamaica to train under Michael Frater. And then, of course, we have Kemba Nelson switching to Elite. And, of course, we have Tina Clayton switching to MVP. Now, Chuck is the only other athletes that outdid Brianna Williams in this 2023 season. Just to put things into perspective, is one, Alana Reed, and that clearly didn't carry through to the end of the season because clearly her season is so long. So by the time Charles rolled around, she did make it to the finals. That was wonderful, but she didn't place quote unquote higher than her time, indicated that she could have possibly, placed in that finals. And also track is the other two athletes would be in this case Natasha Morrison and of course Shasha Lee Forbes. Both of these athletes have been in their training setup for years on end, right? For years on end. No, yes, Natasha has had her ins and outs, when it comes to MVP for the most part, but still, I don't believe I've ever heard Shasha Lee Forbes, leaving her club at any particular point in time. She was at the school first, GC Foster, then she matriculated to the club. So I don't think I heard at any particular point in time where she actually did leave that club, right? So in my opinion, with everything that she faced, again, she did pretty good. And she did much better than, a one particular elite athlete if you're supposed to, do a comparison. So when people are saying, hey, Brianna should head over to elite, you know, Elite wasn't doing anything much better for Kemba, in this particular instance than what you would say Michael Frater was doing for Brianna, right? So again, trackies, just to put things in perspective as it stands right now, Brianna herself said, what, athletes need time to adjust and we just need to be patient. So just give the athletes, the time to adjust properly to their new training environment. And then after, we see 2, 3 year pass and we're not seeing nothing go on, then we can say, maybe maybe at that particular time we can start grumbling. But for now, Trackies, I definitely believe she's fine where she is. I definitely believe she did absolutely phenomenal last season, considering again everything that she has been through. So now it's y'all's turn to sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you believe that Brianna should go over to elite like some of y'all trackies are saying in the comment section, or do you think like me that what, her season actually went pretty good considering all her setbacks? Like the video, of course, and subscribe. I'll catch you in a next one.